Now, I know I already posted a video about this yesterday, but there's more to the situation now after the fact, like immediately the day that I posted that video. Now, unlike that video, this one's gonna be completely unscripted. I'm just not gonna bother writing a script for it. It's not worth it. But the guy who cheated the Easter egg did post his response publicly on Twitter, and we need to talk about it. Now, within this response or whatever, he's basically saying that he didn't cheat. But in this response, what he actually says goes completely opposite of the fact that he actually did just fucking cheat. He just openly admitted that he cheated. Early Saturday, I was talking with a friend who was following the hunt, and he mentioned to me a rumor of a step which had apparently gotten around significantly in Discord servers, and was mentioned in YouTube and Twitch chats. This step was alluded to the day prior on Dalek and Geeky Pastime stream, and is mentioned by Freckleston. Plenty of streamers, including myself, were aware of this info. This rumor of a step being about decoys and windows was the only thing I had for this quest, and the rest of the quest was solved purely blind with no outside or unfair info in any way. Now, let's dissect that paragraph because this is fucking stupid. You're saying, oh, I didn't cheat. I was just talking to my friend who was looking at the Discord messages of other cheaters and then telling me those steps. So therefore, I didn't cheat. My friend just told me the cheats and I just did them. No, dude, you still cheated. You used leaked info to solve the quest. That is you still cheating. And by the way, I don't mind that you did that. Nobody cares that you saw a data mine guide win in your game and then did it. Nobody cares. The problem is that you claimed world's first by doing that. You did not solve this legitimately. And not only did you claim world's first, but you sent that footage to the Gaming Revolution, also claiming it was world's first, where he then uploaded that to YouTube claiming that you were world's first. This entire thing is reckless. No one was world's first. You cheated and claimed it even though you had no right to it because you used cheated steps. You used leaked steps from the directed guide in the files. That's what you did. Like, to immediately write that off of, oh, I just heard it from my friend is fucking stupid. No one is on your side with that. You cheated. End of story. This is not a debate. You just openly admitted to that. And mind you, this friend he's talking about, I almost guarantee you, is the friend in the footage that he did the Easter egg with. So if his friend told him about the steps, is solving the Easter egg with him, I almost guarantee you that friend was looking at that Discord server with those Discord messages for the directed guide leaks, where they then use those leaks to solve every single step of the way. I almost guarantee you that. If you think that that instance only happened with the decoy step, that's just ignorant. I fully doubt that. There's no fucking way. Like, you just textbook cheated. That's what you did. I can't believe that you're trying to put it off like you didn't. You literally admitted to it in this tweet. Off rip, this is a terrible defense. You cheated. And the fact people are buying this shit like he didn't cheat when he literally admitted to it in this post is ridiculous to me. Anyone siding with this guy is a fucking idiot. Now let's also read the next paragraph because I also think almost everything he says is important because it's all stupid. Out of the many YouTubers that had this info, none of them felt the need to be honest with the community and share this. Instead, choosing to keep the unfair advantage to themselves to either solve the quest first or stall the hunt, presumably for more engagement. On top of this, they felt no need to disqualify themselves from the hunt in any way. I, as a regular community member with no more information than any of them, therefore had no reason to disqualify myself from the hunt either. To be fair, I actually think that is the right decision, as this has always been the case in past quests where people have leaked quest info. It sucks, but we continue hunting anyway. That paragraph is fucking stupid. Number one, it's predicated on the supposed fact that other YouTubers had that info and were using it to cheat. You know what I think? I think that's bullshit. I know Freckleston thinks that, but I don't. And the only reason he thinks that is because Dalek came up with a theory that you might have to throw a grenade at a fucking window. Naturally, like, if people are just fucking around and doing random shit. Like, Dalek doing that doesn't mean that John had the steps. I honestly fully doubt that he did. Because yet again, he would have been in a rush to solve it. Like, there's been no proof or evidence of that. They've all been doing their solves 24 hours hours on stream. I doubt they're gonna openly cheat on stream. That's actually not good for the engagement. Like Dalek posting the Easter egg cutscene of boss fight and him posting like an Easter egg guide, like those are all the most successful videos on his channel. So you mean to tell me that holistically, like Dalek is going to hold off on solving the Easter egg just to do more streams when his streams are way less popular and makes him way less money than his Easter egg guides do? There's no way. He's just losing money on the table because he's not going to be the first to get a guide out. Like most people watch Dalek or whatever for Easter egg guides. That's like his thing. There's no way they're going to put their most popular video on the fucking hold just to do like a couple more streams. That's not going to happen. They make less money off of streams than they do on that video. And there's been no proof or evidence for this at all. I've watched their streams and I've been watching their streams while we were hunting. I never saw any indication that they were cheating at all. Because if they were cheating, they would have just spent the entire time throwing decoys at windows and doing a bunch of shit that makes no sense. They're not going to spend time like doing shit with the gacha machine for no reason because they're just losing money doing that. Because they're putting the actual like guide, their most popular video, on the back burner just to stream for a couple more hours when their YouTube streams are less popular, like significantly less popular than their Easter egg guides. It's bullshit. And mind you, the entire purpose of that paragraph was to put the blame on other people and not just take accountability for the fact that he cheated. So what he does in the first paragraph is admit to cheating. Then his second paragraph is, it's okay that I cheated because this, and this person were also cheating. Even though I don't have proof of that outside of just Freckleston assuming that on his stream because Freckleston was getting backlash. Like, I'm not seeing any accountability here. This is not a defense. What it is an excuse. It's bullshit. It's trying to deflect blame. It's not my fault, it's these people's fault, and I didn't cheat because all these other people were cheating. It's stupid, it's dishonest, and I think you're fucking stupid if you eat this shit up. Anybody backing any of the things that are said in those two paragraphs, I'm serious, you have a low fucking IQ. Like there's no planet. There's no planet where any of this makes sense or it's okay. This response already is trash. Number 3 is there's more I want to say on this and the huge amount of lies people are making up. And I'm sitting down to talk to a zombies YouTuber about this later this week where I hope to make it clear what has and hasn't happened. On top of all of this, I also wanted to address the tweet from Treyarch. I'm just going to say before we read this, his take on the whole Treyarch response is fucking stupid. But anyway, let's just read it. Treyarch should be absolutely going after the people data mining and ruining these hunts. However, their tweet was incredibly unprofessional and directly contributed to the amount of sane comments and death threats I've gotten, which is a crazy thing to say. I'm genuinely disgusted that Treyarch would tweet out something knowing it would be interpreted as an attack on me, a random community member who didn't even cheat. I've been a huge Zombies fan since 2008, would easily say I'm more passionate about main quest specifically than anyone, and I'm blown away that they would decide to tweet that out. Whoever made this tweet should be ashamed genuinely. Alright, first thing to say, just off rip. This is just fucking stupid. You're mad at Treyarch because they called you a cheater. That's what this is. Because there's literally nothing wrong with them posting on Twitter saying, hey, cheating is bad. We are not going to support the people who cheated this Easter egg, the bad actors who took advantage of people cheating and leaking those steps to then solve those steps and, I don't know, maybe call it world's first. You didn't like it because they were talking about you. Like, Treyarch in no way should be ashamed by saying publicly that we think it's a shame that bad actors ruined this for everyone. Oh my god, if I'm thinking of a bad actor that ruined it for everyone, I'm looking at you. Like, this entire post is just, it's not my fault. It's these people's fault. I did this legitimately. I'm more passionate about main quest than anyone when I cheated? Are you kidding me? This entire response is ridiculous. It's so fucking stupid. And I've seen certain replies from other people under this post. I'm not gonna name names, but they're in support of this shit. And I just think you have to be the dumbest person in the fucking world to see this. There's no way that you read this entire response, which is nothing but deflection, pushing blame on other people, admitting that he cheated, and then saying, actually, no, I didn't cheat in the same post. And just, it's not accountability. It's not accountability. Now, do I think it was okay to send him death threats or dox him. No, I don't think it's okay that anybody did that to anybody, because regardless, it's still just a video game, right? I don't think that's okay, and I'm not gonna endorse that. But what I do think is okay is getting backlash. I think it is okay that people are holding you accountable for cheating. Let's not misconstrue that. Let's not misconstrue how important it is to hold bad actors accountable for their bad actions. It is okay to reply to someone and say, hey, you cheated. That's not okay. I'm not gonna support you. You're a fucking loser for that. That's not harassment. That's not bad. That's holding someone accountable for being a cheater. That's holding someone accountable for their bad actions. Because now that these people are getting death threats because people took it too far, now you have these other idiots that are launching in the other direction and saying, no, they didn't cheat. They're vehemently defending these people. And we're just forgetting why that these people are getting backlash in the first place. And I think it's important to recognize that, yes, death threats and doxing are bad. We should not be encouraging that. But at the same time, it's also important to recognize why that behavior is happening in the first place. You still cheated. You're still a loser. And this response is terrible. It just is. It's Treyarch should be ashamed of themselves. Like, you're actually saying that. You're saying that their response was unprofessional and bad because you didn't like the fact that they acknowledged that people were cheating, including you. Like, you are the primary bad actor that defines what you did and who you are. Like, this is not accountability. And I think this response is just shit. And it would have been so much better if you just acknowledged the fact, like, hey, yeah, I'm sorry. I cheated. Me and my friend, we saw the leaked steps and we used those to solve some of the Easter egg steps to make it easier for us, and I claimed world's first, and I know I shouldn't have done that, but at the same time, like, please stop sending me death threats. Like, I still think that even though I fucked up, I still think that's too far, and it's been really damaging to me, and I'm really sorry. Like, that right there is accountability. That right there is a good response, because you did cheat. No one's on your side. I'm gonna say it out loud for everybody. No one is on your side, and the only people that are just feel bad for you because you got death threats. Like, just I think this entire response is bad, and it's completely removing accountability. But anyway, let's read the next paragraph, because I've already talked to death about this one paragraph. You're fucking idiot. It's insane to me that as a community, we've welcomed in these people who data mine and ruin the game for others. From main quests to side quests and cursed, yet the act of me simply seeing a rumor about a leak they've had and finding the step in game means I need hundreds of hateful comments. As a community, we should discourage cheating, but that's got nothing to do with me. It starts with the people who actually data mine, get leak steps from the outside sources, and use these cheating tools. And it needs to come from the YouTubers who, as evidenced by this most recent quest, are by and large silent and complicit instead of using their platforms to make it clear that this type of cheating isn't okay. You did this type of cheating. You see what I'm saying? Like, constantly another paragraph of, it is not my fault. I didn't cheat. I just looked at the data mine steps and then used those to solve the egg, which is also cheating. At the end of the day, this is not accountability. Yet again, another paragraph of, it's the YouTubers, it's the data miners, it's the leakers. Those are the real cheaters. No, you are the fucking cheater. Because regardless, like, data miners are gonna data mine. Whatever they find is not on them, right? But you using what they data mine to cheat is on you. That's on you. You cheated. This is an entire post dedicated to pushing the blame onto other people to try to make myself look better. But anyway, let's continue on this final paragraph in his dogshit tweet. Also, finally, TGR has nothing to do with the hunt. He's a lovely guy, but we aren't close, and the only real time we talk is when I send him footage with brief explanations. He is uninvolved with me playing the game yet and has received significant hate, which isn't right. I call bullshit. I think it's completely plausible, but I doubt it, because yet again, throughout this entire map's life cycle, he has been using footage from Flame, which means they have been in decent amount of contact. I'm sure he knew and had Flame, or Flame wanted to, one of the two, solve the Easter egg. Now, maybe TGR didn't encourage the cheating. Maybe he didn't know, but that's still kind of on him for not raising any flags, asking any questions, or anything like that. And I can almost guarantee you, because TGR is going to post a response, right? TGR is going to post a response, and I almost guarantee you that in that response, he's going to use almost the similar wordage as Flame, because they have to back each other's stories up. I seriously doubt that TGR is gonna be like, hey, yeah, Flame cheated. I didn't know. Because then that makes him look like an idiot. Because regardless, you still got this footage from him where he claimed world's first. You guys did talk about this. That's undeniable. And either he told you what he did, and I guess you're just an idiot and you didn't think he cheated, where he literally just admitted to cheating, or you didn't even care to ask. You just got the footage and your only concern was uploading it, which is still reckless and stupid. So either way, you're either complicit in the cheating, or you're an idiot, and that's it. And that doesn't bode well for TGR at all, by the way. Like, it just doesn't, because that means you got the footage and, you know, you just didn't have any questions, right? TGR is gonna post a response. He's already talked about that he's going to do that, and I'm not expecting a lot from the response. Honestly, I'm frankly expecting a similar amount of shit response from this, because, and that's also why I hate the people that like send death threats or whatever. It's not even just because it's morally wrong, because it is, but when you do that, not only are you being a piece of shit, when you dox and like send death threats and do all that, not only are you being a piece of shit, but you're actually helping the guy that you're doing that to, like publicly. Because now, by doing that, you've given that person an out. Because what they can do, and what they've been doing, is talking about how I've been getting death threats, I've been getting harassed, I've been getting doxxed, and they can use that to kind of like gauge sympathy from people. So all the people that send death threats, not only are you being a piece of shit, and you're actually stooping significantly lower than the people who fucked up in the first place, but you also have given those people an out of the situation, because all they have to do is just play sympathy, and then that's it. All they have to do is just talk about the fact that they've been getting death threats and doxxed, and people are gonna feel bad for them. People are gonna feel bad for those people and focus on the fact that you're doing that. Yet again, this is not me excusing death threats, doxing. Do not do that. That's the whole point I'm trying to make, is there is not a world where any of that did any good, because the only thing it's done is like fuck with these people emotionally, but then give them ammunition to defend themselves with. All the people whose first response to this entire situation was doxing and death threats, you are, I'm serious, like top 10 stupidest people on the planet, because of what I just said. You just gave these people ammunition, and you're a piece of shit over a video game. Like, either way, there was no world where you were gonna win by doing that. I don't understand the logic. People don't think before they do something. They just get mad and then be a piece of shit. Like, all the people who did the death threats and the doxing and the harassment, you're an idiot. Let's just bring it back to the response in the situation. Now, when I talked about the TGR's like involvement in this, I was being speculative, but I think you are an idiot if you think that TGR has like nothing to be like accounted for. He hasn't fucked up at all by being involved in this, because regardless, they did work together. That's undeniable. They did talk to each other and communicate to each other about this. Now, I don't have their messages, right? I can't see that, but it's undeniable that, like I just said, TGR is either an idiot or he's complicit, and those are the only two things. There's no innocence for him. While I think it's important to shut down doxing and death threats and to publicly denounce that, I think it's also important to recognize why that is happening. We need to do both at the same time, because no matter what happens, Flame and TGR should be held accountable for their fuck up, because it's scummy and it's shitty, and there's no debating that. It's not a discussion on that. And for this response to instead put blame on all these other things, Treyarch, the community, the data miners, the YouTubers, the streamers, and use that as justification for what he did, and to actually call those people cheaters, but he's not a cheater. All it's gonna do is just send more hate their way, instead of just addressing what he did and taking accountability and recognizing that, yeah, he's a cheater. This entire response was just entirely dedicated to other people. This is not accountability. This is not what a good response looks like to a fuck up. And he's getting clowned on. I've seen more people clowning on him in this comment section than ever, but I do see a couple fucking idiots defending him, and I don't understand why. It's probably because they just feel bad for the death threats thing. But anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye.